How to get over my ex. I was on the bathroom floor crying. You say, see ya, bye-bye. What do I do? Don't be a liar. Stop lying. I have been listening to nothing but Christmas songs this morning. When I'm wearing sweatpants and eating french fries, that's how you know we're in for a girl talk. Thank you to Champion for sponsoring today's video. I will talk about them a little later in this video. Today we are doing a girl talk Q&A. I've been wanting to do one of these for a very long time, and I asked you guys on Instagram to send me your girl talk questions. I kind of want to make this a series, so leave more questions down below. This episode is kind of more about like relationships and self-challenge questions, but we could get into some more juicy things in the future, so leave those down below. Because I'm here. If you have a question that you don't want to ask your mom, you don't want to ask your friends, hello, I'm right here. Just ask me. Okay, so I'm just gonna get into the questions. Question number 1. How to get over my ex. The exes, we gotta love them. I mean, well, you probably don't love them anymore. That's probably why you broke up. Unless you still love them. I mean, that's a possibility. I'm probably making this worse. So I've experienced, I would say, like 1 bigger breakup in my life, and then like 2 not really breakups, but like kind of. Obviously, I'm still confused on what it was. And we all know that breakups suck. And depending on how much you loved that person, some breakups can quite literally feel like the end of the world. Like, I've definitely been in that scenario where I just feel like, what do I do? And what's helped me, this is just my opinion, I'm not like a specialist in any of this stuff, but what's helped me get over people in the past is realizing that a big part of what I missed of that person wasn't necessarily that person. It was more so like I missed myself, and I missed who I was with that person and the emotions that I felt when I was with that person. Not to discredit your ex or to say like they're not special or they didn't mean something to you, but for me what just helped was realizing like the emotions of happiness and love that I felt with a person I could feel with probably plenty of other people in the world, because those emotions came from myself. Obviously you're still gonna miss them because breakups are just hard, and I feel like it's weird for our minds to process like you were here and now you're not. Heartbreak for me has caused some of my most insane transformations in myself. And so the beauty I feel like in a breakup can be that you can start to really respect and love yourself more because you know that you got yourself through that pain. And in a way you can actually be grateful that the breakup happened, because if it didn't, then maybe you would have never experienced the intense amount of pain that would have caused you to have a huge self-transformation and learn more about yourself. Perspective. Okay, that was a lot. I'm like running out of breath. How do you stay confident? Confidence for me is one of those things, I think for everybody, that, you know, it fluctuates. Some days I feel like I am the main character, and then other days I feel like I'm not even a supporting role. I didn't even get a call back. I didn't even audition. I'm not even in the film. Sorry, that was a lot. But to me, confidence is just whenever I feel worthy and I feel deserving and I feel valuable. I don't think that real confidence is like feeling better than other people or achieved by like any specific amount of money or fame, although some people do feel confidence through money and fame, but I think what the real confidence comes from is more so like the achievement. I think having a personal goal for yourself and achieving that builds so much confidence, and that can be like you achieved a massive career goal or you made your bed this morning. Like that is also an achievement. So I feel like when you just have like a to-do list for the day and you check off all of those things, you're kind of like subconsciously telling yourself that you are important enough to show up for. It's a little cheesy, but I swear this is what's helped my confidence so much. Even if I'm feeling really unmotivated some days and literally getting out of bed is the biggest struggle, I'll make getting out of bed be one of my goals. And when I achieve that, it feels so much better. And then you'll just keep doing more and more of those goals until you're achieving some goals that you literally didn't even think you would put on your list. And you'll be like, check it off. She's a queen. Speaking of confidence, I wanted to talk about today's sponsor, Champion. Low-key, I'm like really fangirling because I've been wearing Champion since I was like in middle school. And here we are. Like what? Hello? Little Beth would be so proud right now. I've literally loved this brand for so long, and they are all about being your own champion, not just in sports, but through every aspect of your life. I love how Champion is inspiring people to be true to themselves and define who they are on their own terms and keeping us comfy while doing it. I mean, look at this. Ooh. I've been wearing this everywhere because it's so comfortable, like just to snuggle up in, but then you can also just like wear it out and about. This set is from their reverse weave collection. It is perfect for the fall and winter time because it's so warm and cozy. The fabric is really, really thick, but it's not constricting. It has like this ribbed material on the side, so it really kind of flows with you when you move. The reverse weave products are cut on the cross grain, and that's what reduces shrinkage, and it's also what makes it feel so easy to move in, even though the fabric is very thick. And the great thing about their products is that they are obviously undeniably very good quality, so it's gonna last you ages. I literally have a Champion sweatshirt in my closet that I've had for years, and it's the same as when I bought it, and I've worn it countless times. I've been a massive fan of their sweatshirts for literally years, but also, if you're not aware, they have so many choices of sweatpants and shorts and even shoes. I also have this other set that I've been wearing nonstop. It's so cozy. I get so many compliments on it whenever I wear it. The pants are so flattering. They literally make me feel so good. Highly recommend snagging a pair of those. You will not regret it. So if you want to check out Champion's current products, I will have a link to the site down below. So thank you to Champion for sponsoring this video. I'm like still freaking out about it. Okay, moving on. Next question. My ex keeps responding to my stories. What do I do? You know what you do? You say, see ya, bye-bye. I'm just kidding. Don't be petty. I mean, if you want. No, but honestly, I would say just do whatever is healthiest for your mindset. Because I've been in this scenario where like an ex has reached out to me and I wasn't over it yet. And when they would DM me, it would send me into just not good moments. It was not good for me. I was on the bathroom floor crying, looking in the mirror, staring at myself. Does anyone else do that when you're having like a good cry? You just like look in the mirror to just bask in the emotion a little bit more? Like your own personal music video moment, just to like look at yourself. Do people not do that? I hope so. I hope you do. So if you feel like any ounce of negative emotion, if you see your ex's name pop up on your phone, then just get rid of it. Whether you have to like block them, mute them, unfollow, whatever you feel like you want to do. Not out of being mean or petty, but just literally out of love and respect for yourself. How not to depend on my boyfriend for happiness. First off, I think that it's very easy to get wrapped up in a relationship, especially if it's new. I know a lot of people that have personally done this. I've also done it at some point in my life. I think the fact that you're aware that you're depending on this person for happiness is already a really good step, because it would be worse if you kind of didn't realize you were doing this. It's great to have like a strong connection with your partner, and obviously you want that in a relationship, but if you ever feel like you're starting to disconnect with yourself, I think it's a good time to just like start doing things that you used to do for yourself that maybe you stopped doing once you got in the relationship. Because obviously when you guys fell for each other, you fell in love with who you are individually as your own independent people, and so for the sake of the relationship, that's something that you want to maintain. And not only that, but just for yourself. Because the tricky part with depending on literally anyone for happiness, whether that be your partner or friends, your moods and emotions completely obviously depend on that person. So if they're feeling these specific moods, that's instantly going to make you feel that way. Or if they have an opinion about you, you're going to probably overthink it. It's great to value the opinions of the people that you love, but never to the point that it actually controls you and how you see yourself. Make sure you make time for your friends and like just kind of do your own thing here and there, even if it feels scary because you're also so excited about the relationship. Having that balance is what's going to, in the long run, make the relationship so much better and also make you feel so much better about yourself. Tips for razor bumps. This is a good girl talk question. I guess my tips aren't like that crazy. The number one thing for me is exfoliating. I always exfoliate my legs before I shave, and it helps kind of get to more of like the root of the hair, obviously with warm water, and then I'll shave and then I moisturize. Also, number one tip for me is I never shave dry. I feel like this is like a common thing, although I have seen some people that will like shave their legs when they're not in the shower and they don't really like use a lot of water. I'm like, how are you doing that? My legs would literally turn into a cactus. I've done a dry shave a couple of times, like in my car when I just really needed to shave my legs, and it wasn't good. How to overcome lies in a relationship. Ooh. I would say if you've been lied to in your relationship and you're choosing to stay in that relationship, I think it really comes down to being honest with yourself about your process of forgiveness. Because sometimes you can feel pressured to just be like, okay, I forgive you, because you know that person wants you to forgive them. But I do not recommend doing that, because sometimes that can lead to you just saying you forgive them in the moment, and then later on in the future, you still have this like distrust for them that will start to show up, and then they'll be confused because they'll be like, I thought you forgave me, and you'll be like, psych, I didn't. So I think just being honest with yourself of like, if you can really forgive that person, and if you're also not there, that's totally okay. I think just being honest with yourself about that. And then if you were the one that lied, stop lying. Get out of here with those lies. Don't do that anymore. Don't be a liar. Just stop lying. Anyways, how to overcome shyness. Talk about my biggest question in life. The amount of times I have Googled how not to be shy is insane. I have dealt with shyness throughout the entirety of my lifetime. It's something that I started to feel when I was really young. But here's what I learned. So the root of like shyness for me has always been like fear of not being accepted or fear of people making fun of me for like whatever, just me. But there have been so many times that like I'll go do something socially, like I'll go hang out with people, and then the drive home I'm like, I shouldn't have said that, why did I stand that way? And then the overthinking will cause me to get really anxious about my next social interaction, and then it's kind of just like a domino effect. And then I realize people are not thinking about what I'm doing that much. They don't care. I'm over here overanalyzing how I am, and they're overanalyzing who they are. Like, they're not thinking about me at all. This mindset helped me a lot, because I think just understanding that we all universally have insecure moments, and we all can feel awkward socially or introverted or shy at times. Because I think the more that you fixate on what other people think about you, the more you get in a habit of doing it, and then suddenly you're doing it all the time, and it's really exhausting. So I think breaking the habit of that will help you so much. I know it's much easier said than done, but once you kind of get into those patterns, it becomes a little bit easier each time. And just remember that you're a boss, and you don't need to worry, because you are perfect. I said what I said. Tips for dealing with stress. This is so funny because I was actually really stressed out this morning. There's a few things that I personally do to help with stressful moments. One of them being allowing myself to be more in the present moment. I find that meditation for me helps a lot, just like putting on music, closing my eyes, and just kind of like shutting my mind off, or using my imagination to like go to a peaceful place in my mind. And then we have the fun things. Sometimes I'll just be like, I'm stressed, I'm ordering a pizza. Boom, I feel a lot better. Sometimes those things help. Like if there's just something that you enjoy, and let's say like work or school is stressing you out, like give yourself a little break. Just give yourself a little breather. Another tip I have, letting out a good scream. I do this thing sometimes, not so often, but like if I'm ever really stressed, I will get in my car, I will turn up the music, and I'll just let out a big scream. And it helps. Like, I'm not even lying. How to take the first step to achieving a goal. This can be really scary because I feel like whenever you're starting something new, it's so unknown, and you're kind of like, I don't know if I could pull this off. For example, like before I started my YouTube channel, I was so afraid to do it. Like I literally contemplated it for months. And I literally almost didn't make my first YouTube video. I almost didn't even open my account because I just thought like, this is stupid. Why would I do this? And then I did it, and it changed my life. I think that making that first move, even if you feel like you're not ready or you're not good enough yet, that first step is so important, because once you do it, you'll get momentum to just keep doing it, and you'll get better as you go. Like if I would have waited to start my YouTube channel until like today, where I'm like older and wiser or whatever, you might not even be watching this right now. So I'm happy that I started when I did. Even though my first video was filmed on like a rock and I had no proper equipment, you don't need everything to be perfect in order to start. Starting is way more important than being ready, in my personal opinion, because I just think that you'll have time to improve. But sometimes the longer you wait, the easier it is to just keep waiting. Advice you would give to your younger self. Oh my God, like so many things, but then also kind of nothing at all, you know? I would say just to like enjoy the moment and to live life as it's currently happening, and not thinking so much about the future. Because I feel like when I was younger, and sometimes I still do this now, like I'll think so much about like the future and like what's coming up next and what's coming up next, what I want to do, where I want to be, etc. Also, I would tell my much younger self, like little baby Beth, to stop eating so much candy. Girl, we had to pay for that at the dentist. Stop it. Getting your period for the first time story. It's actually not that dramatic, but it's also dramatic at the same time. I think I was like 12, and I went to the store with my mom, and we were just shopping, having a little girls' day. And then I went to the bathroom, and then I was like, what's that there? And I mean, like, I've heard of the period. The period? What the heck? But I freaked out. I was like, and I told my mom. She took me home immediately. And I feel like every girl feels differently about this. Some girls are excited about it. I was not one of those girls. I was like, how dare my body do this to me? And then I just remember being so dramatic for the rest of the day. Like I remember acting like really weak to my mom. I was like, Mom, it's draining my energy. I like laid on the couch for the entire day, and my mom gave me bowls of oatmeal video because I was just like, my iron levels are depleting. Somebody help me. It was too dramatic. Like, I was fine, I promise. I was just being overly dramatic about it. I mean, I'm still kind of over dramatic, to be real. That is it for the girl talk today. Thanks again to Champion for sponsoring this video. Like I said, I will have a link to their site down below so you can shop all the fall and winter goodies. Get cozy for the holiday season. Don't forget to turn on your post notifications for my YouTube channel, so turn on the bell. I love you guys, and I will talk to you later. Okay, bye.